The Chargers take down the Kansas City Chiefs by the score of 27-21. This is the reason what you saw tonight is that why Justin Herbert is held in such high regards. 25 of 34, 318, 3 touchdowns, and the game-sealing drive in which he took off and run after Chris Jones, and we saw the two guys getting it on the sideline.
Yeah.
Tranquil said, that's not your responsibility. You got outside rush. You tried to cross the guy's face. You got washed down when you know there's nobody, there's no support over there.
Exactly.
That's why he was going at Chris Jones. That is not your responsibility to go inside. If that guy starts up the middle and then gets outside, ain't nothing you can do, CJ.
Yeah.
But that's why he and Tranquil was getting it on the sideline. He's like, do your job. That's not your job. Do your job. But the Chiefs go on the road in Brazil and they win a ball game 27-21. It's been a long time since the Chiefs have lost a one-score game. But Ocho, I saw some things tonight that I don't like of what I'm seeing with the Chiefs. Offensively, I think they'll be okay. They need to be able to run the football better. I mean, they can't run the football. Those scrambles by Mahomes, come on, I can't count on Mahomes to give me 57 yards rushing the game, Ocho.
Right.
But watching this game, looking at the Chargers, they did win. They took down the 3-time defending AFC champs, and they did it in fine fashion. What did you like about what you saw from the Chargers?
Listen, the first thing about the Chargers that I did like, I like what Justin Herbert did. Listen, the game was a little sloppy in the beginning, but as the game went on, the Chargers offense played extremely well. Again, another thing, my favorite receiver, one of my favorite receivers in the NFL is Ladarius McConkey. Ladarius McConkey looked extremely well. He's picking up exactly where he left off last year.
Yes.
The addition of Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnston. If we can get Quentin Johnston to be a little bit more consistent, and catching the ball and try to eliminate some of the drops that he had last year, they are going to be all right. Because that defense, they was flying all over the place. They made some great plays. Derwin James. Khalil Mack also contributed in some important areas as well on certain down and distances, and they look good. I thought the Chiefs had an opportunity to come back. I actually thought they were going to come back when they decided field goal towards the end of the game and chose to allow Spags and that defense to take over from there. But it was sloppy it was a sloppy first half, but that's really good.
I'm watching. I don't know what Kelsey was thinking on that drive route. He watches what's Derwin James.
Yes.
He does this.
Yes.
When I see a DB does that, he's telling me it's man coverage. He's telling me they're locking it.
Yeah.
He tells me he does this. And that's why Mahomes like, what are you doing? And he knew it at the end.
Well, Jim Harbaugh, a perfect 6-0 in season openers in his career. That ties Mike Shanahan for the second longest streak by head coach in NFL history and trails only George Allen, who won 11 straight openers back in the 1960s and 70s.
Okay, so that's interesting as we say hello to Damian Woody, because they're 6-0 in season openers, but the Chargers had lost 7 in a row to the Chiefs. Justin Herbert in this game, 3 touchdown passes, 318 yards, 0 picks. What impressed you the most about the way he played?
Well, he was, Nicole, he was so confident in the pocket. Like the thing that stood out to me is the Chiefs couldn't get any pressure on Justin Herbert, and the way he was able to dissect what the Chiefs were trying to do defensively against them didn't matter if they rushed forward, if they brought the house. He had an answer for it all, and it just seemed like for me, the Chargers, they let the Ferrari loose in Justin Herbert, and he put on a masterful display against that very good Chiefs defense.
Okay, like what kind of Ferrari? Are we talking like old school Ferrari? Are we talking like a Formula One Ferrari? What kind of Ferrari? I need to know the details.
We talking. I know you're a car lady. We talking Formula One Ferrari.
Okay,
we're on that level.
Okay, all right. We'll make sure it's the right Formula One Ferrari, but we'll have that discussion later. Look, for the Chiefs, because sometimes their strategy can get you into trouble.
Good point.
Anyway, the Chiefs, they lost this game, but they also lost Xavier Worthy early on. The impact of his absence for that offense was what?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the lack of explosive plays. I mean, we saw a couple of them. Tyquan Thornton had a big explosive, and Travis Kelce. But when you take away Xavier Worthy, he's not available to you. That's the speed element that you can't teach that scares the opposing defense. And with him being out early, you saw this Chiefs offense kind of revert back to what we saw in 2024, more methodical, dink and dunk, those type of things. So I know the Chiefs want to get back to a more explosive element, and that's what not having Xavier Worthy meant to that Chiefs offense.
The 2025 NFL season explodes onto the global stage in Sao Paulo, Brazil, where the Los Angeles Chargers, led by the fiery Jim Harbaugh, dare to challenge the mighty Kansas City Chiefs. This isn't just a game, it's a war. The Chiefs, three-time AFC champs, have crushed the Chargers in 7 straight matchups. But tonight, the Bolts are ready to rewrite history. Justin Herbert, the quarterback under siege, steps into the spotlight with everything to prove. Will he silence the doubters? Or will Patrick Mahomes and his dynasty keep their iron grip on the AFC West? But can Herbert, battered by criticism, deliver in the clutch? Let's dive into the numbers that defined his epic night. Justin Herbert didn't just play a game, he put on a clinic, completing 25 of 34 passes for a jaw-dropping 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Herbert shredded the Chiefs' vaunted defense like it was paper. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. ESPN's Damian Woody called it a Formula One Ferrari performance. Sleek, powerful, untouchable. Herbert stood tall in the pocket, unfazed by blitzes, untouched by pressure. Kansas City's feared pass rush, neutralized. Chris Jones, a perennial All-Pro, rendered invisible. Herbert's 19-yard scramble on 3rd and 1-4, with 2:14 left, sealed the deal, a dagger to the Chiefs' heart. His 65.9% completion rate in 2024, paired with a career-low 3 interceptions, set the stage for this breakout. But this wasn't just about stats, it was about silencing the haters. Ryan Clark on First Take called Herbert terrible in big moments, pointing to his 4-interception playoff disaster against Houston. Tonight, Herbert answered with fire, proving he's not just a stat sheet stuffer but a clutch-time warrior. Chargers fans, are you feeling the pride yet? This is your QB, stepping into the elite conversation. Herbert's heroics didn't happen alone. Let's zoom in on the weapons that turned this offense into a juggernaut. The Chargers' passing game wasn't just Herbert's arm, it was a symphony of talent. Quentin Johnston, the third-year wideout, emerged from the shadows of a shaky 2024, hauling in 5 catches for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns. His 23-yard score late in the 4th, a game-changer that left Chiefs fans stunned. Then there's Keenan Allen, back in powder blue after a year in Chicago, hitting a historic milestone, his 60th career touchdown. Joining Chargers legends like LaDainian Tomlinson, Allen's 7 receptions for 68 yards proved he's still Herbert's security blanket. And don't sleep on Ladd McConkey, the second-year star, who grabbed 6 catches for 74 yards, picking up where his 1,149-yard rookie season left off. This trio, under Greg Roman's play calling, flipped the script on a Chargers team that ranked 26th in passing attempts last year. Kurt Warner, a Hall of Famer, took to X, saying, "Quentin Johnston stepped up big time. If he can be consistent, look out for the Chargers." But consistency is the question. Can Johnston shed the drops that plagued him last season? Chargers Nation, are you ready to believe in this receiving core? While the offense stole headlines, the Chargers' defense played a gritty role. Let's break down how they grounded Mahomes' attack. The Chargers' defense, led by Jesse Minter, wasn't about to let Patrick Mahomes run wild. Kansas City's offense, usually a highlight factory, was held to 258 passing yards and 1 touchdown. Mahomes scrambled for 57 yards, but those were desperate runs, not designed plays. The loss of Xavier Worthy to a shoulder injury on the 3rd play crippled KC's speed game, forcing them into a dink-and-dunk rut. Derwin James Jr., he was a missile, locking down Travis Kelce after a 37-yard TD, limiting him to just 1 more catch. Khalil Mack brought pressure, disrupting Mahomes' rhythm, while the secondary exploited weaknesses in KC's safeties. The Chargers' 2024 league-leading defense in points allowed, fewest in the NFL, showed up again, with a strip sack and a goal line stand in the preseason setting the tone. Fans on X were electric. "Chiefs' kingdom is done," one wrote, as Los Angeles celebrated ending KC's international win streak. But was this a one-game fluke? Or are the Chargers building a defensive dynasty? Harbaugh's fingerprints were all over this win. Let's explore how his perfect record shaped this historic upset. Jim Harbaugh is a maestro of season openers, now 6-0 inches his NFL career, tying Mike Shanahan for the 2nd longest streak in history. This win over the Chiefs, the first since 2023, wasn't just a game, it was a declaration. Harbaugh's vision to get Justin Herbert to the Hall of Fame is no pipe dream. I woke up and said, "Gotta get Justin Herbert to Canton," Harbaugh told Rich Eisen, hinting at Super Bowl aspirations. His 1-1-6 record in 2024, followed by this Brazil upset, proves he's building a contender. But the road ahead is brutal. Losing Rashawn Slater to a season-ending knee injury puts pressure on rookie Joe Alt to protect Herbert's blind side. Fans are buzzing. "A statement victory for the Chargers," one tweeted, while another claimed, "Harbaugh's got the Bolts ready for the Super Bowl." Critics argue the Chiefs' injuries and penalties handed LA the win. So, was this a fluke or the start of a Chargers dynasty? You tell us in the comments. The Chargers are 1-0, but the AFC West is a gauntlet. What's next for this electrified squad? The Chargers' 2-7-2-1 triumph in Brazil is a spark, but can they ignite a full-blown fire? Next up, they face the Las Vegas Raiders on the 15th of September, a team hungry to prove themselves under Pete Carroll. With Herbert's elite play, a revitalized receiving core, and Harbaugh's relentless drive, the Chargers are projected at 8.5 wins by The Athletic's Austin Mock. But the AFC is a Shark Tank. Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow loom large. The loss of Slater and questions about Johnston's consistency are storm clouds on the horizon. Chargers fans, this is your moment. Drop in the comments. Is Herbert finally elite? Can Harbaugh deliver a Super Bowl? Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and join us as we track this electrifying journey.